sense without a modern church. Man, we're watching videos.
This is our weekly Bible study for, I think, the 6th of August, 2006. And I was just telling everyone that there's a couple different shows on right now that have just started on TV that are promoting these fallen angelic offspring right on TV. And it's open. There's nothing that this is not my conjecture. This is not my opinion. It's right up online. It's right on ABC Family. ABC Family is the one that's doing this. Family, and these shows are unbelievable. They're targeting the kids and the teenagers primarily because that's the generation they really want to get. They really want to corrupt Satan is always trying to corrupt the children. And you can go up online and watch just even the very, very first part of these shows and see that you're dealing with, in the first show called Fallen, a boy that is from a fallen, he's the offspring of a human and a fallen angel. So that's, in the Bible, that's what the Bible refers to in Genesis chapter, was it 5 or 6, as the Nephilim. Nephilim was when the Bible says that, and you're going to hear that on this clip, that when the sons of God saw the daughters of men, saw that they were fair, and they came down to take them as wives. And from this offspring, the Bible says in Genesis 6, that there were born of them mighty men of old, men of renown. Now, the Bible also translates that as, if you look in like a Strong's Concordance, the word that they use there were giants in the land, that word is translated Nephilim. Nephilim is these fallen angelic human hybrid offspring. Okay? And this is a big reason why God ended up destroying the world with the flood of Noah. In fact, it even says that in fact, you're going to hear some truth on this clip that we're going to hear. But I'm going to stop the clip whenever there's a lie. Because rat poison is 98% good food and 2% poison. So it doesn't. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. Okay, and that's what we have to be on guard against. Because actually, most of what they say on this clip is biblically correct, which is what's so crazy about it. But you're going to hear. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and walk over here. And if you guys want to come over. Okay, now I'm looking right now at my computer, and I'm on the promo for, this is the show Fallen. Okay, now this show here, you can see there's some semblance of like almost wings behind this kid. Now this kid right here is the byproduct of this fallen angelic hybrid offspring. I forget. I'm not 100% sure how he was discovered, whether he turned up in the woods or whatever. But what they're trying to do is prepare us for this, because the Bible says, so as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. Well, what was it like in the days of Noah? Well, we know from Genesis chapter 6, prior to the flood, that there were giants in the land. And these were fallen angelic human offspring. Now, does that mean that if these things are walking around in our society, the Bible says it was going to be that way. It says, so as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days. So we should expect this. Does it mean that they've got to be 20-foot giants walking around? No. They've had thousands of years to hone their skills through genetic manipulation and modification, and I think this has a lot to do with why we see these alien abductions always jammed down our throat on the media. It's not the Christians that are jamming the alien abductions down our throat. It's the big brother media. Well, who controls them? Satan? Hollywood? So what are they trying to tell us here? They're trying to prepare us for something? Let's just watch this. Very first part of this. Now, this is the...
This program is brought to you with limited interruption by ABC Family.
When God created man, jealous Lucifer mounted a great rebellion in heaven. His army of angels was defeated and forever banished from paradise. These angels, the fallen, abandoned Lucifer, choosing to live
Okay, now here we go with the first lie. I don't know if did you hear that, what they said? Angel fell from heaven. Okay, now, everything he said up to that point was pretty much correct, but then we got to, he said these angels chose to abandon Lucifer. Now, that never ever happened. Give me a break. Like, Lucifer went his way and these fallen angels went, no. He's the prince and the power of the air. Who is he prince over? He is prince over these other fallen angelic entities and demonic entities, which most likely are the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim. Okay? Because those spirits had to go somewhere too. And we could go down on a big rabbit trail on that one. But so that was the first lie. And that's not a big one, okay? But it is a lie, okay? As far as it doesn't that lie doesn't so much what I think that lie is inserted in there for is that they're trying to separate themselves from Lucifer, these fallen angels. They're trying to say these fallen angels and Lucifer are separate. So it leaves doubt as to whether the fallen angels are really bad. Okay? I don't know. I think that's one of the theories. Okay, now we're going to continue now.
Earth among the pleasures of humans. They took mortal wives and fathered abominations, children called Nephilim, by the power of angels, but the souls of men. Angry, the Creator flooded the earth, killing the Nephilim and driving the fallen into hiding. He sent the powers, fierce warrior angels, to hunt those that survived the flood. But there was hope.
Okay, now, I don't know where he's getting that from a biblical standpoint. He said he sent fierce warrior angels. Okay, now, I don't see any biblical precedence for that. God killed them all with the flood. And, yes, to a certain extent, I'm sure the good angels battle these bad angels, but they're acting as though that he sent angels to destroy them. Now, what it does say in Jude, it says that these angels that left their first estate, meaning they were the part of the 1/3 that fell with Lucifer, he is chained in everlasting darkness. Now that word translated in the Bible is the only time it occurs, and that's called Tartarus. That is the word where it says these particular types of fallen angels that left their first estate were chained, and it's a special part of hell is what it is. It's not just regular hell. It's a special compartment of hell. It's called Tartarus. It only occurs one time in the Bible that that's said. So these fallen angels are actually chained there in everlasting darkness. But I see no biblical precedence for God sending angels to destroy these other. That'd be great if that was the case. Okay? Since 2/3 are good angels and we know 1/3 fell, and I don't know if any more fell after that. That's only God knows that, I think for sure. But I think they would have a distinct advantage if they were allowed and permitted to actually slay these angels. But I just don't see any biblical precedence for that. Not only that, as wicked and evil as things are getting right now, again, I don't see biblical precedence for it. If they were all being slayed and chained, then we wouldn't have all the sin problem in the world, or at least it'd be a lot less. So let's go a little further.
But there was hope for the fallen in a prophecy. The Nephilim would be born who would redeem them and return them to paradise. So the fallen watched and waited.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That is where the big amount of leaven comes in. That last statement that was made. He says, but there was a prophecy that a Nephilim would be born, and he would redeem all the fallen angels. So see, then they say, so the fallen watch and wait. Now the Bible does refer to fallen angels as watchers also in the Old Testament. Now, so we've got the big, gigantic lie is the fact that they're saying now a Nephilim is going to be born that's going to redeem all the fallen angels. Probably most likely what this Nephilim is the Antichrist. Because, and in this show, I watched this episode, and it basically portrayed these good angels that were fighting the fallen as the most demonic things you could imagine. Their wings, they just, everything about them was demonic. Their actions, their demeanor, they were evil. Yet they were portraying the good angels as bad. And the Bible says, woe to them that call evil good and good evil. That put darkness for light and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitterness. So that's what they're doing here. They're portraying these good angels with this agenda like they've got to go and they've got to kill all of these Nephilim.